Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priyanshu Kumar. I am pleased at SLB, and my profile is petrotechnical engineer.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nakshatra Sharma. I'm a final year petroleum engineering student. I've been placed at SLB as a petrotechnical engineer. Our internship at SLB, formerly Schlumberger, was a petrotechnical engineering intern, basically open for petroleum engineering students. The CGP criteria was 7 plus, and it was open for everyone. The dropper criteria was not there.
Same. After we were selected, we were divided into two different groups. Few were included, like me and Shubham were included in the production domain, and other three were Nakshatra and other two were included in the reservoir domain. Okay, so basically talking about my project, I was assigned with the field optimization of a field in Rajasthan, and actually basically I was based in the Gurgaon office of SLB, where I did my work on PETX softwares, and it was a 1.5 months internship where I have to optimize the field and increase the oil production.
Yeah, so my internship was based in the Navi Mumbai office. My project was a two-part project. First of all, I had to create a workflow to use a new software to do the similar work that we used to do in the company software. The software name was Kappa Sapphire, and in the second part of the internship, I had to automate a report that was used to send that was used as a final document that the company used to send to the clients. The most important criteria is your CGPA. If your CGPA is above 8 and preferably above 8.5, the chances of you scoring an internship is very high. Secondly, your resume should have projects, many strong projects, and more than that, an experience like an ONGC intern or ONGC training or a hackathon that is a very big hackathon, international level hackathon, will increase your chances, will boost the chances of you having an internship offer. Also, I think one thing that matters is your extracurriculars, like if you have held positions of responsibilities, that also helps.
For me, my resume were mainly based on the competition that I've done before and the summer training that I've done at ONGC, and also the POR are important because with time, like once the interviews is about to end, they start asking questions about your responsibilities, the social like the achievements that you have and the engagements that you get into. For reservoir, it was Tariq Ahmed, and I guess that book was enough to let me go to the interview of both internship and placement. For production, I used to follow the books, follow the PDFs of Harriet Watt University, which is also, I guess, sufficient for cracking the interview if you are interested in production.
I think the books, Tariq Ahmed, LP Dick, and Harriet Watt University's PDF and the teacher's notes that you are given in the classes, those are more than enough. If you want to understand a topic, then there are many YouTube channels like Get in Petro, as I already mentioned, so you can refer to that as well. I think all the three are important, but I would preferably keep conceptual understanding at the top, followed by practical fields experience, and then at last I would keep simulation, because simulation is something that the company can teach you in the training period. What they are more focused on is the conceptual part, your knowledge or understanding of the concepts. And secondly, practical field experience always comes in handy, because some concepts you only learn when you see them being applied in front of you on the field.
I agree with all the points, and yeah, it's important to have the conceptual knowledge, because over time we have seen that the interview is basically based on how much do you know about the topic and how much your basic understanding is clear. So until unless you are not conceptually strong, it's very tough to crack an interview. I would say about in my case, I started preparing during our summer training, which happened after the second year. Like when our second year ended, we got a chance to go to ONGC Caracal, where I started preparing for my internship. After that, I guess we have approximately 3 months of time, and I guess that is if you have your basics clear, I guess that 3 months is enough in order to prepare for the internships.
Yeah, I think I cannot agree more. If you are focused in your classes, you are attentive, you revise all the concepts, then I think not even 3 months, 2 months is more than enough, because the subject course is limited. You have to just cover that, and you have to focus on your communication skills as well. That is more important, I think. So yeah, 2 months period is more than enough. I think first of all, being honest in an interview is the most important skill. The interviewer looks for the skill. So if you don't know any question, you can ask for time from the interviewer. You can tell them honestly how much do you know about the topic and how much you don't know about the topic. You can briefly explain the topic and then tell them that this is all that I know. But I don't think you should try and be clever and try to impersonate someone you are not. Don't try to lie in an interview. Be honest. That is what I think is the most important.
If a tough technical question is being asked, the the biggest responsibility that we should have is that we should just touch on the topics that we know, and we should not exaggerate our answer too long, and we should accept, sometimes we should accept, okay, so like this part I'm not that strong in this part, so I won't be able to like answer this question. So sometimes accepting that you don't know is quite better than answering wrong. We know in our college we have clubs and societies where we have to like give our time, but for petroleum, I guess, no, if we are attentive in class and if we can give 2 or 3 hours a day, like 2-3 months before our internship period or our placement period, I guess that is more than enough to get us prepared for our placements and internships.
I think the regular preparation that any academic course needs is more than enough, because the academic course is what is asked inside the internship interview, and a little bit hard preparation in the last 2-3 months, giving, as he said, 2-3 hours every day to the internship interview preparation is more than enough. I think for most companies the differentiating factor is their CGPA. If you have a good CGPA above 8, then most likely you will get an internship. But for the internship offer to be a guaranteed offer, you have to focus on 2 things. First of all, your core knowledge should be strong, at least so that you can answer the questions the interviewer is asking. And secondly, your communication skills should be good, because even if your knowledge is good and you are not able to convey what you know, then it's a waste. So I think one should focus on both the core knowledge as well as the communication skills.
Specifically for SLB, I guess its communication skills is very important. It's too important. Like they have a group discussion round where they eliminate almost 30% or 40% of the people, so that they could have the people who are good with communication and who are good with words. And yeah, the basic knowledge of core is also very important. It was a 1.5 months internship. For the first week, we did our HEC training in Mumbai. We were all together, and after that, me and few of my batchmates were shifted to Gurgaon. Where like me personally worked on a field in Rajasthan where we did the field optimization part and the field review and overview, which I prepared a project. And after that, for the actually starting weeks, I have to learn a software called Petex. Petex have a lot of software, Prosper and Gap, which I was not familiar with. So my mentor and my manager helped me to learn with that. And in the last 2 weeks, I did my simulation, I did my optimization part.
So my project was a 2-part project. The first part was creating a workflow of how to do stress testing interpretation in a software called Kappa Sapphire. So Kappa Sapphire was a third-party software that many clients were asking the reports in. So I had to learn the software in the first week, and then had to do stress testing interpretation in that software, and then create a workflow of how anyone who does not know the software can do the same interpretation in the software. So once this was done, my second part was started. The second part was using Python and Python libraries to automate a report that was generated after the stress testing interpretation. So what I did was I used Python and Python libraries and arranged all the graphs, all the data into a Word file using the code, so that 80% of it could be automatically generated. This saved almost 7 hours to 8 hours annually, which increased the company's revenue. This was my internship project. I think the most important factor is wholeheartedly doing your project. If your project is good, the presentation at the end of your internship impresses everyone. That is the most important part that gives you a PPO. Secondly, networking with the people around in the office, going out with the seniors, not always being on the desk and trying to communicate with as much amount of people as you can is the most important thing that I could suggest.
Yes, I would say the same. The final presentation is very important because during our final presentation, the people actually they get a chance to review us and they would like refer us. Okay, this guy was good. We can put him in our team or we can put him in that team. He was good with all that. And second, networking. Yeah, networking is really very important. Sitting on your decks every time won't be helping you. Talking to new people, even like it's not important you're not going to talk to the reservoir engineers or the production engineer or the engineers. Go and talk to the salesperson, go and talk to the other people involved in marketing, the people who are involved in the IT guys. You can talk to them, you can understand okay what kind of work they are doing, because it is a very versatile environment and reviews from them also matters. And if they once see that if you're a guy who is like invested in all these things, they would prefer think okay, this is a person, we can take him, we can take a chance on him and give him a PPO. Okay, so industrial training in petroleum engineering is very important. In second year, we get a chance to visit ONGC. We get a chance to visit different assets. Me and Nakshatra, we both were placed. We both got a chance to go to Kraikal asset, where we got a chance to visit the different fields and GGS and GCS facilities. It was a 1 month internship, and I would say that was our only field visit before we get a chance to set for the internship, and that is important because petroleum is mainly petroleum is a very field related this is a field based job. Most of the petroleum jobs are the field based, and having a bit knowledge of field is very important.
Yeah, I think he summarized it all. I think certifications in industrial training are as important as the conceptual knowledge, because when you read the concepts, when you try to understand them, instead of visualizing them, if you see them happening in front of you in real life, that makes an impact, and that permanently creates a strong bond, or I should say a strong structure of that concept inside your mind. So industrial training is as important as conceptual understanding. First of all, don't be nervous in front of the interviewers, because I think those are also people like you, and they want to genuinely know about yourself more. So try to interact as freely as you can. Try to convey the knowledge that you have correctly in correct form that you know to the interviewer. Don't try to be over smart in the interview. Try to be honest, try to be yourself, and secondly, have a good base of your core knowledge.
When you prepare your resume, be smart, because the resume is the reflection of you. That is the first reflection that these people are going to get about you. So once you enter an interview, they would assume okay, the things that are written in the resume are basically what you know. So you should know every bit of that, and you should know how to explain your project and how to give a nice introduction which would summarize everything that is included in your resume.